Tuesday's early trading overseas is giving investors hope a day after the nightmarish sell-off. Monday's market meltdown producing Wall Street's worst trading day in 2 years. The Dow Jones Industrial Average shedding 1,000 points, down 2.6%. And both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq saw declines of at least 3%. Tech stocks taking the biggest hit, the so-called Magnificent Seven losing more than $650 billion in value. While the news triggered serious concerns of an economic slowdown or even a recession, experts warn there's no need to panic just yet.
A lot of the market is up quite substantially so far this year. So in order to put today's declines in context, it's not as bad as it could have been.
On CBN's Faith Nation, Bankrate's Mark Hamrick explained Friday's dismal U.S. jobs report spooked investors into what's called a risk-off trade.
Really, that means they're just trying to take some money off the table, out of the market, and it remains to be seen whether this is something that's more serious than what might otherwise appear. So, we'll see whether the sell-off is overdone. We'll have a lot more economic data to wade through. Right now, it feels a little bit more like a market event than it feels like an economic event.
Some economists predict this might prompt the Fed to make deeper interest rate cuts than previously expected when it meets next month, while speculation of taking quick action in an emergency meeting seems less likely. So, for the average American, what does this mean for anyone with investments like 401ks?
The major averages are down about 5% over the past 5 days. That feels like a lot in a short amount of time, but those same key averages are up 10, 15% over the past year, and that means that over the past year, you're still doing better.
While economists blame the jobs report, high interest rates, and tensions in the Middle East as causes for the sell-off, the 2024 campaign sees the candidates laying blame elsewhere.
Dow Jones is down about 1,010 points.
That is called Bidenomics.
Former President Donald Trump labeling the market meltdown the Kamala crash, highlighting the White House incumbent effect.
But in some ways, she's a new factor, and it's unclear to me how voters would process her role in creating this economy. And so I think surely this will create a lot of angst, but I'm not necessarily convinced it will cut one way or the other as it relates to voters.
Voters consistently rank the economy as one of their very top issues this election cycle, and with talk of the recession back on the table, it doesn't appear that'll be changing anytime soon. Jessup, CBN News, Washington.